Markets began the day on a very promising note this morning with the Nifty moving sharply higher. But again, selling in the last half an hour, 1 hour of trade led to all those gains being wiped off. Eventually, the Nifty closed very flat at around 6.5 points. Compared to it had rallied almost 95 points in trade today, but it ended only 6.5 points higher during trade. What led to the losses today in trade was clearly Yes Bank. It did not fall as much as it has in the past few days. It's been very volatile though, and it ended with losses. The other losers in trade were Grasim, India Bulls, Housing, and Power Grid. What really gained today in trade and what helped the indices to end higher was Sun Pharma, Tech Mahindra, and Bharti Airtel. There were also many stocks that were in the news today. For example, Cafe Coffee Day Enterprises ended at the higher end of the circuit, gaining almost 5% in trade today. There were reports that the promoters would speak to Coke and see if they could revive a deal for Coca-Cola to take over or rather take a majority stake in the stock of Cafe Day Enterprises. Another stock that was in the limelight today was Jammu and Kashmir Bank. Jammu and Kashmir Bank, there were reports that the Anti-Corruption Bureau has registered cases against some of the bank officials of J&K. The stock ended around 3 to 4% lower in trade. The global cues were quite good actually. We saw the Dow futures up almost 0.8%. That led to some rally in European stocks, and it also had some impact early on towards noon in Indian stocks. But Indian stocks gave up all gains, and primarily heavyweight HDFC Bank ended lower, which kind of pulled the indices down. Coming to trade for the next few days, we anticipate the markets to really trade in a range. Unless there is heavy selling by foreign portfolio investors, we won't see too much of volatility. A lot depends on what pans out in the global context. We need to watch closely the news emanating from the US and its trade tariff wars with China. Otherwise, the markets are expected. This week might be a really quiet for the markets without too much volatility, as there are not too many cues to follow.